The Red Sox at the time of this recording have not lost a spring training game, which is great, but why should we care about that? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. Of course, after I make that statement, they're going to end up losing the next game they play. That's just how things go around here. But if you have not been paying attention, up until this point, the Boston Red Sox have not lost a single spring training game, which is great. But a lot of people are talking about it like, hey, what does it matter? It means nothing. And for the most part, that's 100% correct. Wins and losses during spring training have no correlation to whether or not you're going to win a World Series. They have no correlation to whether or not you're going to make the playoffs, win a Cy Young, be an all-star candidate, right? Wins and losses in spring training do not mean anything. But this particular spring training, that could be a little bit different, and it may be different in the sense that wins and losses still don't count towards your regular season record or anything like that, but they are important to this Boston Red Sox team and the success of the 2023 club, and that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about why wins and losses for spring training are going to be so important, why this winning streak has been so important for the Red Sox so far, and why winning in spring training means a lot to the 2023 Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. So you're right. The Red Sox winning streak right now has no effect on the regular season. It's not important in terms of standings, but in my opinion, it is important in a way that they are winning games right now because it's highlighting a few vital things for this Red Sox team. And one of those things is depth, right? Going into 2023, that was one of the biggest things everyone was talking about. What does the depth on this Red Sox team look like, specifically in the pitching rotation? During this win streak, those guys who are scheduled to be 7th, 8th, 9th guys in our rotation, depending on injuries and stuff like that, have really been shining. Guys like Cutter Crawford, who has a 0 ERA right now. He has not allowed a run in 2 appearances. He has an opponent batting average of just 119. Josh Winkowski has very similar statistics to that. Again, a 0 ERA, no runs allowed, and an opponent batting average of just 176. Then you have other guys too who could be a part of this Red Sox pitching rotation in 2023, kind of doing a really similar thing to what those guys are doing. Guys like Brian Mata, Brandon Walter, Chris Murphy have all combined for a cumulative total of 14 strikeouts so far this spring. And to me, that is absolutely huge, right? Because looking at this Red Sox starting rotation right now, there are at least 3-4 guys who have had issues with injuries in the past and who more than likely aren't going to give you 200 plus innings. Last year, depth in the rotation was one of the biggest problems surrounding this Red Sox team. The lack of depth in this rotation, I should say, is one of the biggest problems on this Red Sox team. And this year, going into the 2023 season, if the Red Sox can have a 7th, 8th, 9th, maybe even 10th guy within this system that could step up and be maybe not an all-star caliber starting pitcher, but at the bare minimum, an average MLB pitcher, is absolutely huge. And so far this spring, that is being put in the spotlight. The Red Sox pitching depth looks really, really good. And it's not just the pitching depth that looks good. Going into the season, utility depth and depth in the middle infield is something that we were talking about a lot. Who's going to be the depth piece of this Red Sox team when it comes to that middle infield? Because there really wasn't any. Now you have options because of the guys who really emerged as depth possible options for this Red Sox team. Guys like Emmanuel Valdez, David Hamilton, Ryan Fitzgerald, Christian Koss are all options who have been doing well in spring training so far, who again, if they continue to play like this and they continue to win games with these guys being vital parts of it, could end up being the 3rd, 4th, 5th option for a middle infield slot on this Red Sox team. And that's not even mentioning the fact that Adalberto Mondesi is coming along absolutely fantastically in his rehab. So it looks as though he may be ready to go earlier than the Red Sox thought as well. And the same kind of goes for the outfield too. Duran's playing better. Tapia's playing really well. You got guys like Greg Allen who are playing good. Zidane Rafaela Noah's entire sort of cloud hanging over him seems to be dissipating a little bit. He's having better at bats, right? So you're looking at this Red Sox team who going into spring training had a lot of question marks as to what their depth looks like, but the way that this team has been winning games so far makes it look as though this depth in this Red Sox, just in general organization, seems really, really good going into 2023. Again, something that was really suffering in 2022. Right off the bat, that is the first thing to take away from this Red Sox win streak and why it's so important. They seem to have depth now, but let's talk about some other reasons why it means a lot for this Red Sox team to go on a winning streak early in spring training. There are sort of mental aspects or benefits to going on win streaks early and bringing that into the regular season. If the Red Sox obviously not going to win every single spring training game, but if they can have a really great spring training, you can carry that sort of momentum into a regular season, especially on the mental side of things, right? Because this Red Sox team has been beaten down by our own media, by national media, by anyone who covers baseball, and really it's been about what are these guys going to look like. There haven't been so many what are the Red Sox doing, it's what is this team going to look like. And you can believe in yourself to the absolute maximum, right? You can say that you are going to do this, that you are right for whatever job that you're being put into for the 2023 Red Sox season. But with all of that hanging over you, there has to be just a little bit in the back of your head, like, what if they're right? What if this is a bad idea? All this stuff comes through. But hey, look, you're winning spring training games. You guys are working. This is going well. That has to add confidence to every player's mind. Even if they didn't have a great spring training, if the team is doing well, they can add a little bit more confidence to their head and be like, look, even though I'm not performing well, when I start performing well, if these guys can pick up my slack, we're going to look really, really good. And to me, that is super important. This Red Sox team needs to be able to be confident in themselves if they want to do anything this season in terms of making noise. And so winning these games in spring training is adding to that confidence level, and it's adding to the confidence level on a team sort of level, right? Yes, people have individual performances and do really well, and obviously that gives them confidence, but winning games consistently and being able to be like, okay, this is working, that's not working, let's fix that, this is working, we're good, that is going to be huge in terms of the overall confidence of this Red Sox team, which again is going to be vital to the 2023 Red Sox success. And finally, and like I've been saying all along, to sort of give you a general idea of what I mean here, it's not about the actual wins itself, it's about how they are winning them. The Red Sox are playing cohesive baseball right now, right? You're seeing guys in the order get on base, steal a bag, and then have a sac fly or a ground ball to bring them in, right? It's not all about one big play to score a ton of runs. They're making smooth double plays. They're taking walks. They're being patient at the plate. They have a unified approach to at-bats, which again is something, especially early on with the 2022 Red Sox, we felt like we were missing. There didn't ever seem to be a full cohesive team together in 2022, at least over the course of the entire season, but especially at the beginning, you had so many question marks and guys getting off to really slow starts. It never felt like the train was on the tracks at the beginning of the season. This year, if you can continue to play like this and go into the season, you are all on the same page, which again, we just talked about. It's going to be absolutely fantastic on the field. It is one thing to say, oh, this team's doing well. It's another to say that every single player, for the most part, on this Red Sox team looks absolutely locked in and ready to go. Guys like Christian Arroyo, Tristan Casas, Devers, guys who we barely saw like Yoshida, Doogie, right? Those type of guys are absolutely locked in at the plate right now. Those are regular everyday guys. It's not just the prospects who are playing really well right now, and being that locked in and focused this early is an absolutely fantastic sign. At the end of the day, a team winning, no matter what they're winning in, keeps them loose. It keeps them having fun. It brings guys together, even if it's just in spring training, and it gives guys that confidence that they're going to need to carry over into the regular season. So again, one more time, I'm not saying that the Red Sox spring training record is going to indicate anything about the regular season. What I'm saying is the way that they are winning these games could be an indicator of some successful storylines to follow within the regular season for the Boston Red Sox. But hey, I'm just one person. I could be completely wrong. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of this Red Sox winning streak right now? Do you think it means absolutely anything? Do you think there's something behind it? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Are you like, Corbin, you idiot? They're playing against AAA players all the time. Why does this mean anything, right? Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the Red Sox spring training win streak. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.